When have you stopped living the moment? Think about it.
This is the story of a young boy wandering into the vast world and beyond anything imaginable. It's also the story about finding yourself again. Calvin and Hobbes may look like a simple, humorous comic, but beneath the snowman, cardboard boxes, and sarcastic jokes lies a profound exploration of reality, identity, and what it means to be human. Today, we're diving into the philosophy of Calvin and Hobbes, and why it might be one of the most insightful works ever disguised as a Sunday cartoon. The story of the comic strips Calvin and Hobbes is simple. A boy and a tiger go on adventures, wandering around in imaginary worlds and thinking deeply about philosophical questions. Therefore, the core of Calvin and Hobbes is a strange duality. Hobbes is both real, living, and a stuffed toy. To Calvin, Hobbes is fully alive. He talks, jokes, philosophizes, and even pounces. But to everyone else, he's just fabric and stuffing. This taps directly into a classic philosophical question. What is reality? Is reality objective, existing independently of us? Or is it shaped by perception? Hobbes is real. If your reality is defined by your experience, then Hobbes is real in every way that matters. Idealism. Calvin echoes philosophical traditions like idealism, the belief that reality is mental or dependent of the mind. He acts on the shoulders of giants like British writer George Berkeley. But we know something feels off. Maybe growing up doesn't mean seeing the world more clearly. Maybe it means seeing less, just less.
Let's talk about you. When have you stopped living in the moment?
Adulthood's graceless mountain range runs towards me with merciless pace, alien like a foreign exchange. How can I stop them moving and stop crushing me now that I stumble and light seems too bright to see? That short poem by the beloved poet called Myself embodies Calvin's conflict with his outside world. Calvin is curiosity unfiltered. He constantly questions everything: school, authority, social norms, and even existence itself. Adults in the comics, on the other hand, often appear tired, rigid, or constrained, but nevertheless caring and loving. Well, except his babysitter. They operate within set systems, rules, responsibilities, expectations, but also grace if their requests are not met. For the most part. What the hell? As children, we experience the world as open ended. A cardboard isn't just a board, it's a time machine, a duplicator, a portal to other dimensions. It's reality. As adults, we learn to categorize, define, and limit. But is that knowledge, growth, and understanding, or loss? Bill Watterson seems to suggest that adulthood comes at a cost: the loss of imagination, spontaneity, and the ability to see wonders in the ordinary. Kelvin embodies existential freedom, the idea that we are not bound by fixed meanings but constantly create our own. Adults, by contrast, often surrender that freedom for stability. Calvin frequently grapples with the big questions. Why am I here? What's the point of school? Why not live in the moment? It never comes back.
Because my next move is more important than my past failures.
Why does anything matter? Existentialist thinkers argue that life has no inherent meaning. We must create it ourselves and resist every conscious moment. And oh boy, Calvin resists. No, he rejects imposed meaning. He questions school not because he's lazy, but because he sees its arbitrariness, its interchangeability with anything else. He challenges rules because he does not accept them blindly. In a way, Calvin is a tiny existentialist rebel. But here's the twist: while existentialism can be bleak, dreary, and desolate, Calvin and Hobbes offer something more hopeful. Meaning isn't found in systems or rules or even gray and dull reality. It's found in experiences. Sledding down a hill, watching snowfall, having conversations with a friend, feeling like flying when others see you sliding. He rather fights against imaginary windmills than to don't fight at all. Meaning isn't something you search and find.
It's something you live and discover every day.
Them lying in the grass, watching clouds, walking through the crackling, rustling autumn woods, sitting together talking and sharing even the most ridiculous ideas. These moments reflect a philosophy of presence, an appreciation of the now. Things will work out fine. In a world obsessed with productivity and goals, the comic gently reminds us that life is happening in the present moment, not in the future, not in achievements, not in past regrets and failures, but right now. And children like Calvin seem to understand this instinctively. He may be chaotic, but he's fully alive in every moment. The world is as rich and strange and meaningful as we allow it to be.
When have you stopped seeing the world like Calvin? Think about it.